Online ordering from local restaurants, plus tools to save time, stay on budget, track expenses.
One tab to rule them all.
EasyCater, the smarter way to order food for work. Order now at easycater.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Ready to roll into the new year with a brand new ride? Skip the hassle and hidden fees with the other guys. Get a real deal at Steele, Hyundai, and Kyle. Like $7,000 off MSRP on all 2024 Palisades, Sonata Limiteds, and Santa Cruz Limiteds. Steele's unparalleled lineup of vehicles are backed by America's Best Warranty with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and owner's assurance. SteeleHyundaiKyle.com.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. How can I help you?
My schedule is crazy. I just want some me time.
We could all use a sanctuary from stress. Why not turn your bedroom into the place to decompress with our selection of comfortable beds, pillows, decor, mood lighting, and so much more? Every time you step in there, it's nothing but me time. I mean, you time.
Sounds like a dream.
Here to make your me time dreams come true. Visit us in-store or at IKEA-USA.com/sleep to create a comfy, blissful bedroom today.
What's up, y'all? I'm Cheryl Swoops, WNBA champ, 3-time Olympian, and Basketball Hall of Famer.
And I am Tarika Foster Brasby, journalist, sports reporter, basketball analyst.
And we are here to talk about the obstacles that women face day to day.
Athlete or not, we know it takes a lot as women to be at the top of our game.
We want to share those stories.
So listen, we'll talk to athletes, coaches, media personalities, entertainers, working moms.
Because no matter who you are, there are levels to what we experience as women. And T and I have no problem going there.
So if you want to hear real women having real conversations, then tune into our new podcast, Levels to This, with Cheryl Swoops and Tarika Foster Brasby, an iHeart Women's Sports production in partnership with Deep Blue Sports and Entertainment.
From the Audiovisual Consultation Studio, this is KDET-AM Austin, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, an iHeart radio station and your home for the Horns.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Harge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland,
Leander, and Silsbee, Texas.
Oh, well, we're going to have to find them here in just a second. Make sure your mic's unmuted, big dog. Or wherever you may be listening, this is a Longhorn Monday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone. The head ball coach gets a new extension. NFL divisional round did not disappoint, and a few Super Bowl favorites go down. RT, Coach Rodney Terry of Texas basketball, joins us at 7:34. The national championship game is tonight. Who you got? And, of course, we've got Texas women's basketball that will take place this afternoon in New Jersey. I am your host, Mike Harbaugh Harge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And my guy Khalil is behind the board. And if you want to be a part of the show, text the word Texas followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. And if you want to voice your opinion, please leave us a message by using that talkback feature on the new and improved iHeartRadio app. We'll receive your message instantly, and you might even hear it on air, but you're also going to need it because you get a chance to win some tickets, and I'll tell you all about that a little bit later. Good morning, big fella.
Good morning, man. What a weekend for football. I'm a little sad and happy at the same time.
What you sad for, man?
Well, I was really pulling for the Ravens. And I was hoping that they would be able to, step above and not make the mistakes, and that just didn't hold true for not only them but a lot of teams this weekend.
Yeah, it was a little rough for a lot of teams, but somebody that had a good weekend was Coach Steve Sarkisian.
Amen.
He got himself an extension, and let me just tell you this: we knew that was going to happen because
hallelujah.
He knew his name was in a lot of conversation about the possibility of going to the NFL. We didn't think he was going anywhere. Matter of fact, we knew he wasn't going anywhere. He's building too much here on the 40 acres, but now he's been extended, but he's also done some things that are pretty cool too. So his contract extension is the second in as many years. This was reported by Horns 24/7 and our guy, Eric Henry. He saw his salary jump from $5.8 million to $10.3 million in February of 2024 as part of the guaranteed of the 4-year contract extension that ran through 2030. 2030. Now he's got it running through number 31 for 2031. And this is awesome because it's come with bonuses. We talked about his bonuses earlier, Mark, about how each level he kept getting more money because every level that his team got to, he got more money. So when his team, he got $150K for reaching the SEC championship. He's got $750 for reaching the college football semifinals. So he made $900,000, right? Ooh. So just in bonuses. But here's the cool thing. He's getting money for his assistants and some of the other people that are working in the office. So now Sark's contract with the new 1-year extension, he goes 2025, he'll make 10.4, 2026, 10.5, all the way up to 10.9 by the time the end of this contract.
Listen, man, I'm just very happy for the University of Texas to see the value of the way that the program is going and not allowing outside influences from the pro ranks to come in and derail what's going on here in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, and it is flowing, and things seem to be on the rise, and it's pretty cool because again, we've seen it the other direction. We've seen a lot of things opposite direction of the success that what Texas has been able to have. We've been around this university. We've seen the ups and the downs. And for this to be in this point where he can go out, get more money, NFL calling, okay, cool. He's a hot commodity, but he knows what he's got here. He knows that he's got something good going here. And I think his ultimate goal, believe it or not, is to win a national championship before he even decides to go into the NFL.
Yeah, and I think one of the big pluses is the fact that he's not just getting money for him, Hart.
Yeah,
he's getting money for his coaches, for the assistant staff, for the support programs that's around the university, like all related to football. Like that's going to be better for the players. That's going to be better for the trainers and all of the people that are in the inner workings.
Well, it's funny that you bring that up because Brandon Harris, who is the GM of this Texas football team, and Sark talked about this at the very beginning, because there's a lot of things that Sark does not want to do, right? I mean, he's open to a lot of things, but there's meetings and things that take him away from coaching with his staff that now with his general manager, Brandon Harris, who's been here, and he got a raise as well. He's one of the highest paid front office people in. Think about what we're saying. We're talking about front office in college athletics.
Yeah, it's the pros. It's pros.
It's
the university pros.
Exactly. So Brandon Harris has done a lot and has earned that wage that he is now getting as well. So this is a good time on the 40 acres. You got players that are already checked in that are here early. So you're getting ready to hit the ground running again. You got the off-season workouts and a lot that is going on with that. But now you can get back to the football and just relax and go do the things that got you there.
Yeah, and think about all of the problems that you had and what do you need to fix?
Exactly.
Because next year is coming really, really fast. You might think that the summer is far away, and you might think that spring football is far away, but it's not.
Right. It's funny. It's funny when you start to look at all the things that are going on in college athletics. So we're having a conversation this weekend about the state of football. Well, not just football, just college athletics as a whole. The money that is being involved, the universities are now able to pay the players, and there's a budget that has been put aside for all of that. But it's a continuation of trying to, I guess you said it just a minute ago, to professionalize the college athletic realm. And that's from baseball, basketball, football, volleyball, because now you can go and play. We've seen these other leagues start. It's just been one of those crazy times when you start to look at sports as a whole.
What do you think about the women's pro league 3-on-3?
I think it's a good opportunity. I think they are taking advantage of a loophole within their contract. They're bringing more eyes to it. The growth of the leagues are starting to expand. You look at how you get an opportunity to get these TV contracts. Now you can spread that money within your crew of how you want to do it. So I think it's another way to try to grow the game. And in reality of it, the growth of the game has happened because of the Caitlin Clark experience and what's been going on. And I know that a lot of people were doing a lot of pushback, but the numbers tell you different, right? They tell you that her being in the league and being a part of it has helped this thing grow quite a bit.
Yeah, it has. And not only that, but, you know, the women's WNBA does not have the schedule that the NBA has. And now even this league, you know, the minutes are lower, you know, it's more entertainment, in my opinion, than it is. It's considered sports entertainment like wrestling.
Yeah, they've done a really good job of manufacturing, not manufacturing, but creating buzz about them. You see now the fashion that they are starting to do because they took it from the men game when men were walking into the game and they would always have on their suits, or now certain designers. Now they make it something for the ladies to come into the game and do the same thing. They're trying to create this buzz that will continually put them in the spotlight. They're trying to generate revenue by any means necessary, and that's exactly what they're doing.
They also do a good job, Harge, of allowing them to customize their uniforms.
Yeah,
and you know, I think that's next for the NBA too.
Yo, good luck with that with them dudes, man. Them dudes crazy. We're just getting started here on the morning kickoff. Don't forget, tonight we have the national championship game. Ohio State 8-point favorite over Notre Dame. That kicks off at 6:30. There's a lot to get into, but coming up next, the Houston Texans. I know it's the referee. We'll talk about it right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Texas basketball lives here. 1300 The Zone.
Tremont, a long-range three, and it's good.
If you bleed burnt orange, you need the best coverage of Longhorn basketball.
Out front, Ken, a high arcing three is good for Jason Ken. Kaluma, a rebound, turnaround slam. NBA range three, and it's good.
Game day and every day.
Step back three, it's good.
Keep that burnt orange blood pumping with 1300 The Zone and your Longhorns.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeartRadio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
We do have an accident reported at FM 973 and FM 969, also Samsung Boulevard, East Palmer Lane. There's another accident reported at FM 812 at Elroy Road. We also have a 2-minute delay going on. 290 eastbound from I-35 down to Manor Middle School. Other than that, things are great. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green. Get a golf course quality lawn that's more affordable than you think. Don't wait. Visit TrueGreen.com today and let the pros handle the work while you enjoy the results. That's TrueGreen.com. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
If you're thinking about getting a new car, have you thought about leasing a new car and leasing it from Apple Leasing? Their number is 346-9977. Here's just a few reasons why leasing a car from Apple Leasing might be better than financing a new car. Lower monthly payments. The lease agreement payments typically involve lower monthly payments than financing that exact same car. Another reason to lease from Apple Leasing, reduced upfront cost. Leasing often requires a minimal down payment. One of my favorite reasons to lease from Apple Leasing is lower repair and maintenance costs. The car that you lease from Apple Leasing is under a manufacturer warranty during the lease. Repair costs are often minimal, if any. Those are just a few reasons why you should lease your next car from Apple Leasing. That, and they'll get you any make and any model with one phone call. Call them today at 346-9977. That's 346-9977, or go to appleleasing.com.
Morning, Paula.
Morning, Ron.
Another day in Adminville, am I right?
What are you working on? Oh!
You okay?
Your tabs. You have so many open.
Yeah, gotta order lunch for the big client meeting. With great responsibility comes tabs.
I can help. Close all those tabs and open just one, easycater.com. Online ordering from local restaurants, plus tools to save time, stay on budget, track expenses.
One tab to rule them all.
EasyCater, the smarter way to order food for work. Order now at easycater.com.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online.
Uh-huh.
I read that Black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older, like you, are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Visit WeTalkWeRise.com to learn more. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again. Because more people are listening to the radio on iHeart today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeart Broadcast Radio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, social, any other media, even twice as many teens than TikTok. Think radio can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, podcasting, and radio. Let us show you at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com. Run a business and not thinking about podcasting? Think again. More Americans listen to podcasts than ad-supported streaming music from Spotify and Pandora. And as the #1 podcaster, iHeart's twice as large as the next two combined. So whatever your customers listen to, they'll hear your message. Plus, only iHeart can extend your message to audiences across broadcast radio. Think podcasting can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, radio, and podcasting. Let us show you at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Is credit card debt ruining your life? Did you know you have a right to settle that debt for much less than you owe? DebtBlue has helped people just like you resolve millions of dollars of high-interest credit card debt. They can help with payment relief, the burden of rising inflation, and have a large portion of your debt wiped clean. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, a free 10-minute phone call could save you thousands. Discover how to reduce or completely resolve your credit card debt. In fact, we're so sure that we can reduce your debt that we offer the DebtBlue Success Guarantee. We don't get paid unless your debt gets reduced or resolved, so there's absolutely no risk to call. For your free debt resolution plan, call 800-375-1158. That's 800-375-1158. The call is free. The consultation is free. The more you owe, the more you can save. Call now, 800-375-1158. 800-375-1158.
The new iHeart app.
Yeah, I've been playing around with it.
Love my radio, love my presets.
Thank you.
This is really easy to use.
Join the millions already on the new and improved iHeartRadio app and set your first preset. Plus, discover the new live radio dial, scan lyrics, podcasts, playlists, and your favorite artist's radio.
Open the app and everything's right there. I love it.
The new and improved iHeartRadio app. It's everything you love about your car radio in the palm of your hand.
Go get it.
iHeartRadio. Join the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way, each day from 2 to 5 p.m. for the Craig Way Show on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
It's supposed to be really cold. It's supposed to be crazy later tonight. So please be safe. Number 2, it is Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. Man stood for so many things, and a lot of it is able to take place. They have changed the Martin Luther King Jr. parade here in Austin. It will be moved to February, I believe, is what they said that they were going to do. And then, of course, we've got the inauguration today as well. Mark, this weekend was a tough weekend for the Houston Texans, and tough by so many different levels, but a lot of folks continue to have the conversation of anger when you talk about the Texans and the Chiefs and what is going on with that and how things are played out. But the Texans come up short, 23-14. C.J. Stroud did everything he could possibly do. Joe Mixon, who we thought was not going to be able to play, ended up coming back to play. And Travis Kelce became Travis Kelce, man. I mean, this is the time of year where Travis Kelce shows up and makes a name for himself. And, of course, Patrick Mahomes.
What's more important, Harge? Is it more important for Kelce to have an all-star season or be Superman in the playoffs and gives Patrick Mahomes, who is already a cheat code in a quarterback, to be able to facilitate the ball down the field to guys that I think are less than what the top receivers in the NFL are. He does a great job of distributing the ball around the field so much that guys can't key on one player. The running game is even better than it was last year because now they have another running back to help the load of Pacheco, which
with Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt, who was an original. He was an original Chief.
Yep.
And won championships with Patrick Mahomes. So it's good to see them have a bunch of weapons. But the biggest weapon that they have, Harge, is they have the refs on their side.
Oh, my God. I knew it was coming.
You knew it was coming.
So let me ask you this. So we'll get into the ref conversation because we have some audio and all that. Just a second ago, before we went to break, you went wham, wham, wham. And now you going and saying that they got the refs on their side.
You know, I say that wham, wham, wham because, you know, my wife will tell you all the time, I know there's problems. But if you lean into and address the problems, then you look like a whiner. You look like a baby. You look like somebody that can't just say, you know what, how do we get better from this point? You enable yourself. And I felt like that's what Houston did. They cried and whined and complained about it so much. You know what? Say it one time with your chest. Right. Listen, I to the league, to the commissioner, to the coaches, we got robbed today. Fine me, do whatever you want to do, but I'm not going to talk on it no more because I don't want to get fined again. But you got my money right now. Our quarterback need to be protected just like Patrick Mahomes. Done. Deal. Still, I'm with you. But for them to keep on hard, it's over.
Well,
it's over. It ain't nothing going to change about whining and going in the media. and then having all the players, you basically tell your players it's okay. It's okay to whine and complain to the media.
Yeah, it was interesting because Troy Aikman had mentioned something during the broadcast, and it was the one that the officials made the call, and Troy was not happy with the decision.
And take off to his right. And then slide down. They're going to throw a flag on that. I mean, it was a late slide, but they throw the flag, and it was Clay Martin who threw it.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 39.
Oh, come on.
15-yard penalty.
Here's the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, he's a runner, and I could not disagree with that one more, and he barely gets hit. That's the second penalty now that's been called against the Texans.
Yeah, Troy, I agree with you. There's no forcible contact to the head neck area of him. The two Houston players hit each other. That should not have been a foul.
And if they've got to address it in the offseason. You can't, as a quarterback, run around and play games with defenders and then be able to draw a penalty.
What you think there, big fella?
I think he was 100% right. What did he say that was wrong? Nothing. Like when you become an offensive runner, regardless of whether you can pump fake, act like you're going to throw, whatever you want to do, fake people out, you are considered a runner. You lose your privileges as a quarterback, in my opinion, when you start that mess. You're a running back. And that's what Troy was saying.
Yeah, he was letting you know that he did not believe in the call against the Chiefs. There were some questionable calls. There were some things that happened throughout the game. I thought Joe Mixon played well. I thought Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz looked really, really good. Even John Mechie made a couple big plays. But at the end of the day, all the conversation was about the refs, and D'Amico was not happy about the refs at all either.
Yeah, we knew going into this game, man, it was us versus everybody. Right? When I say everybody, it's everybody, all the whatever. Everybody, the naysayers, the doubt, right? Everybody we had to go against today. And, going with that, knowing going into this game, what we were up against, we can't make the mistakes that we made, right?
Yeah, he wasn't happy about that. And neither was Will Anderson. Will Anderson was more specific about the things that he did not like.
We knew it was going to be us against the refs going into this game. And, I talked to you guys early this week. And I was just telling them, man, we got to go out there and we got to do us better. And, in some instances we didn't do that. In some instances we did. So we just got to keep going, man. Next offseason, get the guys together, man. And, everybody just coming together and just keep building that team chemistry and get past this hump.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well,
Will was about that life.
Yeah.
Will said what his coach wouldn't say.
He
said exactly what his coach would not say.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the fines are steeper for coaches than it is for a player, but that's the coach's job to go out there and say that. And then let it be over with. Tell my players, hey, don't address it no more. I said it. I don't want the team came off as whiners because there's been several other incidents now where other people around the program are talking hard. Can somebody send out an email, a mandate to everybody hey, guys, shut up.
Yeah.
It's over. Let's get better for next season. And if in the off season, maybe we should talk to Commissioner Goodell. We need to have more consistent rules for the quarterback next year than we do this year. Can we do that? And I'll leave it right there.
I believe in all the stuff that you guys are talking about. I really do get it. But the biggest thing for me is when you start to look at what is happening in this game, it is Patrick Mahomes has earned the right to get some of these calls, right? And I understand some of them.
All quarterbacks.
Yes, I mean, he tried to flop. He should have got a 15-yard penalty for flopping on the one on the out of bounds. But if the officials are going to give it to him, and I agree with you about the 100% unity across for all coaches. I mean, all quarterbacks. Because there has been some plays like yesterday. I should what's my quarterback?
Jared Goff almost got killed.
Yeah, Jared Goff almost got killed, but Lamar Jackson too. There were some plays Lamar Jackson should have got a couple calls on the sideline, and he didn't get it. And everybody was talking about that. Have been Patrick Mahomes. They would have gave him a 30-yard penalty and a possible ejection.
He did jail time.
Yeah. When we come back, we have the head coach of the Texas men's basketball team, Rodney Terry, joining us to talk a little hoops right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeartRadio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
We have an accident report on FM 973 at FM 969, also FM 812 at Elroy Road, and another accident reported Samsung Boulevard at East Palmer Lane. We also have about a 4-minute delay holding you back, 290 eastbound from I-35 down to Manor Middle School. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Randall's. Save on family favorites at Randall's. This week at Randall's, get USDA Choice Beef Boneless Chuck Roast for $4.97 per pound. Plus, get gallons of Lucerne milk and Lucerne shredded or sliced cheese for only $1.97 each. Visit Randalls.com or head in store for more deals.
Take the guesswork out of buying and selling your home with Orchard. Will your home sell in time? Which upgrades are worth it? Orchard has the answers. It's their Move First, Sell Later program. Buy your new home before selling your old one. Orchard unlocks cash to buy your dream home first. After you get settled in, Orchard sells your old home, plus Orchard recommends price-boosting upgrades, and you can sell your home for top dollar. Find out how to buy before you sell at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams winter sale and get 30% off paints and stains January 17th through the 27th. With prices starting at $34.29, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, this is Tom McKay, owner of Audiovisual Consultations. We've been providing custom electronic systems for Central Texas for more than 36 years. And
Old man, I think they all know who you are and what your company does. This is Camilla McKay. The old man believes in big fun and big ideas. He can make dreams come true, so why not dream big? I've been up in Boston, but I know the old man and all his friends and fellow radio heads have been spreading the holiday spirit here in Texas. Why should we stop there? Keep spreading the good feelings all over. Audiovisual Consultations carries all major brands of televisions and stereo equipment at prices you can't find in stores. And you don't have to leave your house. Just like Santa, they deliver the gifts to you.
yeah, I like that, kid. Throw a party, hang out with your friends, catch a concert.
That's all fun and good, but can we get back to the business? You can give us a call at 512-255-8678 or visit our website at avconsultations.com for some cool electronics.
Oh, now you're forgetting something.
And as always, hug your kids. We only pretend to be annoyed. Watch some games with your friends and make love to whoever the hell you want.
Hi, I'm Yvonne Nava with KView. Want to stay updated on the local stories that matter to you? Download KView Plus and get breaking news, weather updates, and newscasts on demand. Free on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Start streaming today.
Harbaugh here, and you've heard me talk about DraftKings Pick 6, and now that the football playoffs are here, you're going to hear me a lot more. But tune in each Friday to see which Pick 6 players I chose, and I'll go over the things that you need to know. But then tune in on Monday to find out how my Pick 6 performers did. DraftKings Pick 6 is available in Texas, and if you haven't checked it out, check this out. New Pick 6 customers You can play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits, but you got to use that promo code Spotlight. Win more cash on Pick 6. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app. Use the promo code Spotlight. That's promo code Spotlight for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. One per new customer. Bonus award with non-withdrawable Pick 6 credit that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Rookie Khalil Ware tied a season high with 25 points. Heat knocked off the Spurs in Miami. Saquon Barkley rushed for 205 yards, 2 touchdowns. Eagles beat the Rams. Will host the Commanders in the NFC Championship game Sunday. Bills forced 3 turnovers, beat the Ravens. Will visit the Chiefs for the AFC Championship. Ohio State and Notre Dame meet tonight for the national title in Atlanta. I'm Ron Tomas.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $175 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 2/1. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
It's the Craig Way Show with Craig Way and Cameron Parker. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
The hotline right now. He's the head basketball coach of the University of Texas men's basketball team as they make their way back home to take on the Missouri Tigers tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Make sure you get out there and pick up all your tickets. I'm sure he's going to tell you all about that. But he's joining us right now. He's the head coach of the Texas basketball team, Coach Rodney Terry. Good morning, Coach. How you doing?
Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Mike. How you guys doing?
Good. Good morning, Coach.
We're good this morning, Coach. So let's get right into it. On Wednesday of last week, because we hadn't had a chance to talk to you, you got a chance to go up to Norman, Oklahoma, and came out of there with a big win, 77-73. You guys have been beating Oklahoma for the last few years, and that's important around here. Then you get on the road and you go to Gainesville, Florida, to take on the Florida Gators, number 5 ranked. Florida Gators, number 4 in certain polls, and you come up short, and now you're headed back home. So talk about your last week on the hardwood.
Yeah, Mike, I tell you, anytime you play a rival game, you got a lot of respect for Porter Moser in this program. Those guys have gotten off to a great start of their season. They were ranked earlier in the year and have had some big wins. And, you go on their home court and a team that has a good blend of experience and had a really good young point guard in Fears. We had to go over and really compete at a high level. I thought our guys put together a 40-minute game where I thought they played really well, both, in terms of on the defensive side of the ball and in terms of executing on the offensive end, but found a way to get it done in a hostile environment. We made our way over to Gainesville with the quick turnaround against a really good, well-coached team over there. A team, again, that's gotten off to a great start in conference play and one of the top teams in the country. I thought we got in and competed pretty good about 30 minutes of that ball game and had some runs there, where I thought we played really good basketball. But we came up short there in terms of I thought we ran out a little bit of a gas there as we finished that ball game.
Coach, one of the things that I noticed as a fan of the Horns basketball team is they played a lot meaner. I don't know what you said, but please, Coach, let that continue to be a thing because your boys went out there and they fought them. It wasn't just basketball. Like they played with an intensity. What brought that on?
Mark, I was pleased with our effort, in both ball games. I thought that our guys were trying really hard. This league's a really, really physical league, and they let you play physical on the perimeter, let you play physical in the post. And I thought our guys really, really, took the challenge of trying to be really physical with one of the more physical teams, in particular with Florida on Saturday. They're interior guys. They're one of the best offensive rebounding teams in college basketball. And I thought that we did a pretty good job for a better part of the game. There were some were some situations where a time or two where they did a little bit better job on the glass than we did, but I thought we really challenged those guys at a high level from a physical standpoint.
We're talking to the head coach of the Texas Longhorns men's basketball team, Coach Rodney Terry. RT, you know, I was looking at the game the other day, and it looked like Jordan Pope a little bit. They looked like they were trying, Florida was trying to take Jordan out of rhythm. In those particular moments when you can kind of see those things happening, what do you do to kind of get him going again? Because he had a tough shooting night, and it's going to happen. Like you said, it's a physical league. But what do you do to get him back going again?
You know what, Mike? They did a great job. He was definitely a point of emphasis for those guys in terms of their scouting. A lot of times he had the best defender guarding him and really trying to take away his scoring prowess. I think there are a number of different ways that you can impact the game. You can impact the game defensively. You can impact the game moving the basketball, and sharing the basketball, and making life easier for your teammates as well. And I know Jordan's a very unselfish player. I mean, he's a guy that we count on to score for us, but he's also a guy that celebrates in his teammates' success in terms of putting him in a really good position to score or trying to save the day in a particular situation where he's trying to have a teammate's back defensively as well.
Coach, early in the season, you said that you hadn't completely figured out your rotation, and you had guys that you didn't actually know if they can play together. Have you found that rotation, and do you think that your team is finally starting to gel?
You know what? I think you're still a work in progress a little bit with that. I mean, for us, we've had to endure some injuries from significant guys at certain parts of the year, and tried to incorporate them back in and continue to try to have a really good rotation. I mean, right now with Kendall Weaver out of the rotation is giving Devon Pryor an opportunity to step in and be a part of the rotation. And the good young talent that has come in and has had impactful minutes for us. It was a game time decision for Arthur Kaluma in the last ball game. And Arthur showed a lot of toughness to push through and play 30 minutes over in Florida when we didn't even think he might even play in the ball game. But I think we're a team that can play at least 9 to 10 guys, upwards of 11 guys when we're completely healthy.
Coach, I wanted to talk about that too. You are some games it looks like you got a real short bench. Then some other games it looks like you're trying to extend that bench a little bit more. Is that all predicated on matchups?
You know what? I think again we have a number of guys that get heavy minutes. You try to keep those guys fresh throughout the course of the game. So at winning time they're fresh to make the plays, they're fresh to make the shots that they're called upon to make, or have the defensive effort that they have to have to make in closing out games. So throughout the course of the game, we ask our guys to go as hard as they can go out there in the game, and try to give them blows when we can give them blows. And that's all a part of having a bench that can come in and toe the line when one of your main guys needs to sit and gather some rest. But I think, again, we asked all our guys to be stars in their role and asked them to be ready to compete every night that they're dressed to play. We need every guy to be ready to do, what it is, called upon for them to do for us to try to be successful as a team.
Tomorrow night, Coach, you guys will take on the Missouri Tigers. Conference play at the Moody. Y'all will host Missouri, 8 o'clock tip-off. You got halftime performer of Red Panda in the house. And if you're a student and you get there early, you'll get 1,200 Corral T-shirts, a Jordan Pope trading card, Raising Cane's while supplies last. My biggest question for you, Coach, is the game still going to be played with the weather impactful?
You know what, Mike, as far as I know, the game is still going to be played. And, the thing I'll ask Longhorn Nation, and our students in particular as well, is to just come out like they always have and, give us one of the best home courts in all of college basketball. We played at some really good venues to this point to start conference play. And, they do make a huge difference in the game. And obviously giving our guys the adrenaline they need to try to compete at the highest level as well. So we need Moody to be rocking for us. We got a really good Missouri team coming in that's probably playing as well as any team in the conference right now. And they've got a good team. Coach Case done a great job with this group. And, they're going to be probably a ranked team this week coming in. And we're going to have our hands full come tomorrow night. So we need to have a really good crowd to come out and get behind us. Stay the course with us, and we'll keep fighting, keep plugging, and kind of trying to do the best we can to try to be a part of this race.
There he goes. Head coach of the Texas men's basketball team as they take on Missouri Tigers this Tuesday. And, of course, this weekend they'll take on Texas A&M. Thanks, Coach. Have a good week.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mark. You guys too. Appreciate you.
All right. There he is, Rodney Terry of the Texas men's basketball team. We'll be back and closing out hour number 1 right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The Zone.
Longhorns' journey continues all season long.
Julian Larry out to Johnson. Long contested three. It hits bottom.
Hear 'em, hook 'em.
Out front, Kent. A high arcing three is good for Jason Kent.
On 1300 The Zone.
Kaluma, a rebound, turnaround slam. NBA range three, and it's good. Step back three, it's good.
1300 The Zone.
On a long range three, and it's good.
Home of Longhorns basketball.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeart Radio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
We have an accident report on FM 973 at FM 969, also FM 812 at Elroy Road, and another accident reported Samsung Boulevard at East Palmer Lane. We also have about a 4-minute delay holding you back, 290 eastbound from I-35 down to Manor Middle School. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hey, Texas, I want to talk about the wonderful folks over at Covert Chevy in Hutto. At Covert Chevy in Hutto, they have the specials you are looking for. How about a 2024 Silverado 1500 for $15,000 off of MSRP, or a 2024 Chevy Tahoe for $8,000 off of MSRP with no payments for 120 days. See dealer for details. The Coverts have been doing business since 1909, and they love being a part of the communities that they serve. Head on over to covertchevyhutto.com or swing by 1200 US 79 in Hutto, Texas. Covert Chevy in Hutto, where tradition meets the open road. Together, let's drive.
In honor of National Cheese Lovers Day, Twin Peaks is offering one of their favorites for a steal. Get into your nearest lodge for free chips and queso with any $20 purchase. Put Twin Peaks on the calendar for January the 20th, and let's celebrate National Cheese Lovers Day.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online. I read that Black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older, like you, are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Visit WeTalkWeRise.com to learn more. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Hey, it's Bobby Bones. Join me and former NFL quarterback Matt Castle for our new podcast, Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle. Between us, we have over 17,500 passing yards, multiple New York Times bestsellers, and 1 Mirrorball trophy from Dancing with the Stars. So where else are you going to find a show with that much athleticism and football insight? Listen to Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart.
Open your free iHeart app and search Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle and start listening.
I added all my presets just like in my car. This is great.
We know you're loving the new preset feature on the new and improved iHeartRadio app. See it now along with even more great features. It's everything you love about your car radio in the palm of your hand.
iHeartRadio. Bigger than ever, the factory mattress year-end clearance is back. Act now. Buy one and get one free mattresses, plus free adjustable power bases with select mattresses. Factory Mattress ensures the best price and guarantees it. 0% financing for 6 years with any Tempur-Pedic or Stearns & Foster set. It's the year-end clearance event going on now at Factory Mattress.
My factory mattress.
At the Home Depot, it's our business to support yours. Partner with your go-to source for building your business. We can help you streamline your operations by supplying the whole job from start to finish. Any questions? Our Pro Desk is ready to answer the call with supply sourcing, custom orders, large equipment rentals, and more. Elevate your efficiency and take on more projects with the partner you can trust. The Home Depot, how pros get more done.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
From the Audiovisual Consultation Studio, this is KDET AM Austin, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, an iHeart radio station and your home for the Horns.
iHeartRadio Did You Know? Presented by iHeartRadio. You know, what you're listening to right now. Did you know that iHeartRadio makes it incredibly easy to always be up to date on your favorite podcast? When you find a favorite, make sure to tap that follow button. Yep, just like on Instagram. So if you figured that out, you got this. Hit that follow and you'll get notifications as soon as new episodes drop. Your followed podcasts are collected in your library for instant access, and we'll download the latest episodes right to your phone so you don't have to stream them, and you can listen offline without the internet. And you get all this for the low, low price of free. Yep. If you're looking for that great podcast experience, you don't need another app. We've got all that covered for you free with iHeartRadio. Number one for music, radio, and podcasting, all in one app.
iHeartRadio. Back to Harsh and Henry in the morning kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
Good stuff by Rodney Terry, head basketball coach of the Texas men's basketball team, as they get ready to take on Missouri tomorrow. Today, we have Texas women, 4:30 tip-off. You can watch that on Fox as they take on a tough Maryland Terrapins basketball team. They're top-ranked, and it's going to be a big battle, another one of those marquee matchups that the Texas women always continue to match up in. But, Mark, tonight we have we have the men's championship, college football championship. Exciting time for Ohio State. Another exciting time for what you got to see from the Notre Dame, Marcus Freeman, Ryan Day, stars all over the field, and two teams that were not expected to be in this game if you would have asked folks at the beginning of the year.
No, nobody would have picked this group of guys or this teams to be in the championship game. I'm looking forward to it. I've always loved college football. The national championship is the most important game of the year, whether your team is in it or not. And I feel like it's been the longest time to get to this. Like, it's almost taken some of the steam off the fact that this is the national championship, and people are not buzzing and clamoring around it like in years past. I love to see this game get played earlier, Hart.
Well, I think the biggest part of it is the reason why people aren't clamoring for it, because neither one of them is a University of Texas. I mean, it's not the University of Texas. It's not their alma mater that is playing for it, and it's not in this part of the country. Notre Dame, Midwest, Ohio State, Midwest, teams that are not a part of this area where people are always going to be talking about it. And to your point, the reason why it's been so long is because of the playoff as a whole. It started and came out another way, and it just dragged the season on, which is kind of cool to me, because you think about college football is still being played, and we're in the middle of January, almost to the end of the month, actually.
Yeah, if they add more teams to the playoffs like people are considering, it'll be February before we end up having a game.
Well, and then to your point, it'll be about what's next, right? Like, these kids are getting ready for spring football. Other kids are just now being admitted into the school. So now it's a learning process for a lot of guys. But, yeah, I'm with you with that. It's been a long journey, but I got a question for you. Who needs this win the most?
I think that Ohio State needs this the most because I feel like Marcus Freeman is going to get grace if he loses. But if Coach Day gets there and somehow with the point spread being what it is and the expectation of Notre Dame not being as good a team as Ohio State, I don't think that. I mean, he'll make it. He won't get fired, but there'll be a lackluster feel to this championship run for Ohio State.
Yeah, it is. I look at this Ohio State team, and they have a bunch of stars. They've got transfers. They've got players that have come from different walks of life and now getting a chance to play in the national championship game. Another part of it is you think about it. Both quarterbacks are transfer quarterbacks. You look at the coaches. Both of them were much maligned. Both of these coaches were two coaches that a lot of people were very upset with in the first two times of this. You look at what Ryan Day, losing to Michigan. If you would have thought that Ohio State and Ryan Day would have had a chance to play for a national championship after losing that game to Michigan, the people wanted him run out of town. They wanted him gone, Mark. And then Mark losing to Coach Freeman, losing to Northern Illinois early in the season. Think about that. And now he's playing for a national, coaching for a national championship. Unreal.
Nobody can say that they picked this. If there's somebody hard that said they did, I'm gonna have to call Bull Snikey. No, you didn't pick this. And one of my friends is a big Notre Dame fan. He grew up in Gary, Indiana, and he is a fan to the end. And even him, he said, Mark, I would not have guessed this in a million years after that first game.
Yeah. Yeah, it is something that a lot of folks are looking at. When Will Howard and Riley Leonard left both of their respective schools, K-State and Duke, would you have thought that that's what they wanted to do? Riley Leonard, I understand. You wanted to go there to Duke. Will Howard, they're using him the way that he, I guess, trying to prepare himself for the NFL, being able to showcase that he can throw the football. And let's not forget, I talked about this last week. Chip Kelly is the X factor when it comes to this. He's Kelly,
a great play caller.
Yes. He now don't have to worry about being a head coach. He doesn't have to worry about being a jerk. He's a guy that is calling plays and being able. Ryan Day is one heck of a play caller, but he gave it up too. He gave up the ability. So that's something to look at and something to think about. But I'm excited for this matchup.
For who, Harge? For who are you talking to? Who and whom do you speak, sir? Are you talking about our beloved Texas Longhorns?
No, I'm just saying there's some reevaluating that needs to be done, especially in the red zone area.
Okay. So we need a red zone.
No. Just something to evaluate, as you said. Hour number one is in the books. Hour number two is just around the corner. We'll talk a lot more NFL action because there is a lot that was jumping off this week. Right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
During these cold weather months, one of the great climate-controlled entertainment options is to head over to Interspace Caverns in Georgetown for a truly unique experience. Interspace Caverns is a great place to take the family. You'd be amazed at all of the beautiful formations, large rooms, prehistoric animal bones, and all kinds of creations with a truly unique discovery story right here in the Austin area in the year-round temperature of a very comfortable 72 degrees. You can check out the super exciting Sabertooth Zip Ride or Pan for Gemstones. Take the Wild Cave Tour or the Hidden Passages Tour. And there's a great souvenir gift shop and newly remodeled restrooms. So don't worry about the weather. Stay warm and dry indoors with a trip to Interspace Caverns. Inner Space Caverns, right off I-35 at exit 259 in Georgetown. That's Inner Space Caverns. For more details, check them out on the web at innerspacecaverns.com. Inner Space Caverns. Check it out. Your adventure awaits.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again. Because more people are listening to the radio on iHeart today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeart Broadcast Radio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, social, any other media, even twice as many teens than TikTok. Think radio can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, podcasting, and radio. Let us show you at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com. Run a business and not thinking about podcasting? Think again. More Americans listen to podcasts than ad-supported streaming music from Spotify and Pandora. And as the #1 podcaster, iHeart's twice as large as the next two combined. So whatever your customers listen to, they'll hear your message. Plus, only iHeart can extend your message to audiences across broadcast radio. Think podcasting can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, radio, and podcasting. Let us show you at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
What if you could unlock over $1 million in personal and business credit? That's exactly what Ray Reynolds can do for you. I'm talking about protecting your family and building your business with $100,000 in personal or business cash credit. And Ray can help you rebuild your credit score to 750. Ray Reynolds isn't just any expert. He helped the security chief of TRW that became Experian, one of the most trusted credit bureaus. If you're looking to get your finances on track, Ray is the man you should call for a 750 credit score. Call Ray at 800-427-5991. 800-427-5991. Join his live webinars and attend his weekly workshops to learn the insider strategies for hitting your personal and business goals. Ready for a 750 credit score and your first $100,000 in credit? Call Ray Reynolds now at 800-427-5991. That's 800-427-5991.
There's no better place to buy your new Chevy than Henna Chevrolet. Right now, we have the biggest discounts in the last 5 years. Plus, 0 for 60 months is available on a large selection of vehicles. As an Austin original since 1936, Henna Chevrolet has been treating customers right and saving them some serious money. For straightforward, all-inclusive pricing, together let's drive at Henna Chevrolet or henna.com.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. How can I help you?
My schedule is crazy. I just want some me time.
We could all use a sanctuary from stress. Why not turn your bedroom into the place to decompress with our selection of comfortable beds, pillows, decor, mood lighting, and so much more? Every time you step in there, it's nothing but me time. I mean, you time.
Sounds like a dream.
Here to make your me time dreams come true. Visit us in-store or at ikea-usa.com/sleep to create a comfy, blissful bedroom today.
From the Audiovisual Consultation Studio, this is KBET AM Austin, AM 1300 The Zone. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports, podcasts, and music.
Good morning, kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Harge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. In hour number 1, we talked about Coach Sark getting an extension and general manager Brandon Harris, who is working in the front office for the Texas Longhorns, which still kind of sounds crazy. He got extended as well, got himself a pay raise to stick around here. We also talked about the Houston Texans coming up short and heard from D'Amico Ryans and Will Anderson talking about they knew it was the Texans versus everybody. And by everybody, they meant, everybody. And, of course, we heard from Rodney Terry, and we just previewed the college football playoff championship that will take place tonight. But I want to get into this conversation. But first, I want to give away. That's right, folks. I'm going to give away a little something for you. Cohebe and Cambria are coming September the 9th to the Moody Center. And you got a chance to win a pair of tickets. All you got to do is tap the red microphone on AM 1300 The Zone on your iHeartRadio app and leave us the keyword Cambria. Keyword today is Cambria for a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Coheb and Cambria at the Moody Center September the 9th. Also tune in this afternoon for the Craig Way Show, as they will be giving away prizes as well for a chance to win a lot. But I wanted to get into this conversation about the game in Buffalo yesterday. The Buffalo Bills have advanced to the championship round of the AFC, and it came with a lot of work. As we expected, this was the matchup of two teams that were got quarterbacks that are up for the MVP. They were able to come out and battle. The Buffalo Bills went 10-0 at home this season. Now they go on the road to take on the Kansas City Chiefs as they defeated the Houston Texans, as we talked about before. But this was a matchup of two teams that were going to sit there and spar with each other. After the first quarter, you're sitting there, you knew it was going to be a tight ball game. They go to the first quarter at 7-7. But then all the mistakes started to happen, the turnovers, the fumbles, the inconsistency of the way that things were being done. If you look at the numbers, you would think, oh, wow, Lamar Jackson, great ball game. 254 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Yes, he made a terrible, terrible pass to throw an interception. Then you look at Derrick Henry, 16 of 84. That's not where he normally is. You were thinking that he was going to be able to run the ball a little bit more, but they did not commit to the run in those particular in that particular fashion. You start to look at who were the playmakers for Baltimore. Isaiah Likely been there all day. Rashad Bateman, of course, he's going to catch a touchdown. You had different players stepping up. But you knew early in the game there was just not going to work out for Baltimore. If you remember early, Lamar gets around the edge, sees Derrick Henry, lobs the ball to Derrick Henry. He drops it. If you saw a bunch of passes early in the game, crossing routes, a lot of dropped passes yesterday for Baltimore. But on the other side, you saw Josh Allen taking control. His numbers, don't look at them because they weren't great. Do not believe if anybody told you that Josh Allen lit it up yesterday, it was a lie. Because I'm going to tell you what Josh Allen did not do. He did not turn the ball over. And in these games where the games are so tight, and when I say tight, I'm talking about competitive, this is the most evenly matched game. As we said, both quarterbacks were playing. They were also MVP candidates. The running game for Baltimore against the team effort of Buffalo. They find ways to get it done. But there was an opportunity at the end of the game. And you can't blame it on just one play, but you can blame it on the fact that this was an opportunity for a tie ball game after you just drove down the field to put yourself in that position.
It's going to roll, flip it, got it. Oh, the ball was dropped. He had the 2-point conversion in his hands.
And that, just like that, the season ended for the Baltimore Ravens. Now, let me back it up a little bit and put it all into perspective. It's not just one play that wins or loses a ball game. But there's always that play that is magnified because of the situation. That will be a play that will live in Baltimore Ravens lore for a long time. And John Harbaugh talked about it, about Mark Andrews, who, by the way, is one of the best tight ends in the game. Yesterday just wasn't his day, but Harbaugh will always have his back.
Yeah, same thing I would say to all the guys like Mark. I mean, Mark, there's nobody that has more heart and cares more and fights more than Mark. We wouldn't be here without Mark Andrews. You know, that's what you say to him. So, You know, it's like anything else. I mean, destiny is a decision that you make, and it's a decision is how you handle, you know, what comes in your life. You know, and Mark will handle it fantastic, like he always does, because he's a high character person. He's a tough person, and he's a good person. So proud of him, just like I'm proud of all the guys.
But I'll tell you what, Lamar Jackson will put it on him too, because Lamar was not in a good place yesterday, even though the numbers look good, except for that most important category, and that is the turnovers, and it just didn't work.
First half, I had 2 costly turnovers. Me not holding the safety, me just knowing the coverage, me knowing it was man, threw a BS interception. It was 7-7 at the time. I believe they scored after that. Battle back, fumble, snap, trying to make something happen. You know, couldn't throw. It was like a RPO play, so I couldn't really throw the ball to likely, you know, the offensive line was down the field. So I was trying to make something happen. Tried to squeeze the ball, it slipped out my hand. Von Miller picked it up, got some yards. I think that led to points for them. So it's a team effort out there. You know, he's been busting his behind, he making plays happen out there on that field for us. Came up short. And like I've been saying all season, every time we in situations like this, turnovers play a factor. Penalties play a factor. Tonight, the turnovers, we can't have that, you know? And that's why we lost the game, because as you can see, we're moving the ball wonderfully. It's hold on to the ball.
And that's the truth. You can't make mistakes in these types of ball games and think that you're not going to be affected by it. There's nothing that he said that was wrong there. And he took the ownership of it. But now, what does this leave for the Baltimore Ravens? Congratulations to Buffalo. And I'm not taking anything from what Buffalo was able to do. They were out there hitting. They were balling. I mean, it is what it is. But now you start to look at the team as a whole. You made a move to go get a Derrick Henry. Got you here. But then you go away from it. Doesn't make sense. Does not make sense. But then you look at the possibility of one quarterback, Lamar Jackson, getting an opportunity to possibly win a third MVP. Now, Mark asked this earlier, and he said, which player do you want from Travis Kelce? Do you want him in the regular season or do you want him in the postseason? That's the same thing that all these people are starting to talk about right now. Right now. Josh Allen may not win the MVP, but now he has an opportunity to play for a championship, an AFC championship against an old foe in Patrick Mahomes in one of the best games that I am looking forward to, because of these two teams aren't lighting it up. They're not lighting it up. Both teams are just finding ways to get it done. Kansas City haven't scored 30 points all season in a game. Think about that. The Kansas City Chiefs, with old Patrick Mahomes and all the excitement of their team, they scored, I'll take that back. They scored 30 points twice in a ball game. Once. I was right. Once. They have scored 30 points once in a ball game all year. And they are sitting at 15-2 and one win away from going to the championship. That is amazing in itself. But again, where do the Baltimore Ravens go from here? I don't know. Another year, another disappointment. 7 times they've had an opportunity and it hadn't worked out for them. And now is it, I'm not saying it's the end of the road. There's no way it's the end of the road, but what do they do differently? And also I want to put this little nugget out there. Every team that had the most total yards in their playoff game lost. The Texans had the most yards, total offense. Detroit, LA, and Baltimore all had it, and all three of them lost. You cannot have turnovers, folks. Shout out to Trey Wingo for posting that. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Saquon Barkley. New York Giants are walking around with egg on their face right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The Craig Way Show, weekdays at 2.
The recent wildfires that ravaged Los Angeles now account for one of the largest disasters in the history of our country. Now, iHeartRadio is bringing you an historic fundraising event.
The Fire Aid Benefit Concert.
Live in Los Angeles.
Donate today at fireaidla.org.
Join us January 30th.
Listen live to the Hit Nation station on the free iHeartRadio app, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern.
And show your support for the people in need in Los Angeles.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeartRadio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
In Del Valley, we have an accident report at FM 812 at Elroy Road. Also an accident reported at FM 973 at FM 969. And another accident report in Austin, Samsung Boulevard at East Palmer Lane. We have a 4-minute delay, 360 southbound from Spicewood Springs to Bee Cave. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
The cleats have hit the field. Kickoff is here. Game day's arrived and Specs brings the cheers. Ice cold beers, team lifting spirits, cocktails in a can. Score them all and hear your fellow football fans chant, "You the man." And with Specs' largest selection and lowest prices, you can make every game day feel just as nice. Before the players start running their routes and schemes, run a route to Specs for your game day needs. Specs, cheers to savings.
Hey, it's Bobby Bones. Join me and former NFL quarterback Matt Castle for our new podcast, Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle. Between us, we have over 17,500 passing yards, multiple New York Times bestsellers, and one Mirror Ball trophy from Dancing with the Stars. So where else are you going to find a show with that much athleticism and football insight? Listen to Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart.
Open your free iHeart app and search Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle and start listening.
Hi, I'm Yvonne Nava with KView. Want to stay updated on the local stories that matter to you? Download KView Plus and get breaking news, weather updates, and newscasts on demand. Free on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Start streaming today.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature-Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Hello, everyone. It's your favorite president, Donald J. Trump, here to introduce something really special. You're going to love it. My new Trump watches. It's one of the best watches made. Wear it proudly on your wrist, and everyone will know what it's for, who it represents. Get your Trump watch right now. Go to gettrumpwatches.com. It's Trump time.
Celebrate the inauguration of President Trump with his new amazing watches. A true collector's item. Very limited. They will sell out. Go to gettrumpwatches.com now to get your Trump watch before they're gone. It's an easy URL to remember. gettrumpwatches.com. Don't miss your chance to own a valuable piece of history. Go now to gettrumpwatches.com and get your watch today. See gettrumpwatches.com for details. Celebrate President Trump's return with these limited edition beautiful new Trump watches. Hurry, go now to gettrumpwatches.com.
Is credit card debt ruining your life? Did you know you have a right to settle that debt for much less than you owe? DebtBlue has helped people just like you resolve millions of dollars of high-interest credit card debt. They can help with payment relief, the burden of rising inflation, and have a large portion of your debt wiped clean. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, a free 10-minute phone call could save you thousands. Discover how to reduce or completely resolve your credit card debt. In fact, we're so sure that we can reduce your debt that we offer the DebtBlue Success Guarantee. We don't get paid unless your debt gets reduced or resolved, so there's absolutely no risk to call. For your free debt resolution plan, call 800-375-1158. That's 800-375-1158. The call is free. The consultation is free. The more you owe, the more you can save. Call now. 800-375-1158. 800-375-1158.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Our blood runs orange.
We will continue the conversations about the NFL action, but I got a question for you. Two things. Number one, who will win the national championship? All you got to do is go over to AM 1300 The Zone on Twitter and cast your vote. Right now, it looks like everyone is picking Ohio State. They're the favorite. Shocker. That's where everybody's going. I'm still kind of, I don't know. I'm thinking about this right now. We'll figure it out here in a little bit. But I want you to be a Dallas Cowboy fan for a minute. Just for a minute. The two teams in your division are playing for a chance to go to the Super Bowl. The Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles defense, nasty defense. Unbelievable defense. Tough defense. You saw what Jalen Carter was able to do last night in the ability to shut down the game and make big plays when he needed to. You look at what Jaden Daniels and that defense for the Washington Commanders are able to achieve. Quarterbacks leading, playmakers on the outside, inside. You have two teams from your division, Cowboy fans, that are now playing for a championship. Here is the real gut punch for Cowboy fans. Dan Quinn could have been your coach. Dan Quinn could have been the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, who is now taking a team in Washington that had so much turmoil. And now you have to look at it and say, wow, salute. Not only are the Washington Commanders playing in a big game, they got your players over there too. Dorrance Armstrong, Dante Fowler, implementing some toughness. Joe Witt, remember him? He was the assistant to Dan Quinn, and then he brought Dan Quinn, brought him with him, and now he's the man with the plan and getting interviews now for the head coaching job at different places as his team gets ready to play. Yeah, Cowboys, that's why we're dealing with this. That's why it's been real tough for us. But I wanted to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles and looking at the New York Giants. Yes, I pick on the Cowboys. But the Giants need to fire everybody in their front office ASAP. You kept your general manager, you kept your head coach, and you passed up on two things. Keeping Saquon Barkley, and you passed up on drafting Jaden Daniels. Oh, yeah, the conversation was had about Jaden Daniels and what you wanted to do. But you kept Danny Dimes, later let him go, and now he was with Minnesota. And you looked a gift horse, remember we used that term last week, in the mouth and let him walk out because you didn't think it was a good situation for you. You let Saquon Barkley, who probably should get a lot of MVP conversation because he could have broken the NFL record for yards in a season. But yet, here he is in Philadelphia smiling in the snow. Big play after big play after big play. We'll never forget about him jumping over a dude backwards. And now we have to look at them play for a chance to go to the Super Bowl. What we've seen from Saquon Barkley and this Philadelphia Eagles team is you decided that we're going to use the ground and pound. We're going to lean on Jalen Hurts on the running game. And we're going to look at Saquon Barkley and give him the ball 20 times in a game. Now, I will give you this. It could be totally different. That probably would not have happened. What we've seen happen would not have happened for Saquon Barkley if he would have stayed in New York. They're not the same ball team. They don't have the same threats. They don't have the same offensive line. It would not have happened. But does it look bad? Absolutely. It looks terrible for you. Saquon Barkley is rewriting the record books. He had 205 yards rushing yesterday. 2 big plays, big touchdown runs that changed the entire game. Yet, you decided he wasn't good enough for you and he wasn't going to be your guy. He's a special, special talent that all he wanted to do was be loved. And here's the other thing. Think about this. If he would have went for the record, he would have did it against you as a New York Giants fan, and he would have did it in the stadium that he used to call home. You better hope he doesn't get to the Super Bowl, because then you can be really excited because he didn't break the record against you, and he had a great year, but he didn't get to the Super Bowl. What we were able to see from the Philadelphia Eagles, which came down to the very end, Matthew Stafford looks like he's still got a lot in the tank. He said he's going to think about it. But what Sean McVay thought his team was going to do, because I thought for sure that the Rams were going to win. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought the Rams were going to win that ball game. And so did Sean McVay.
I didn't see it going any other way than us winning that game 29-28. We had every opportunity to be able to win that game at the end there, Sarah, and we're a couple plays away from me being a lot happier right now. So, like I said, I'm really happy and proud of this team. And I'm happy to be a part of this team and proud of this group, and I'm really bummed out that that this journey is over.
I think a lot of people are bummed out that the journey is over, because what they've been going through with the LA Fires and what they were playing for. If you saw the interview or you saw Sean McVay on the sideline, they had the LA Fire Department, Scully's on, and you know, they had a lot more than they were playing for than just that game. They were playing for a lot of people, and they came up a little bit short. And they did some things different this year, and they created this aura about them. But again, fumbles, turnovers destroyed what was a great, great performance by Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams. Kyron Williams, big fumble during the regular season against Philly, cost them the game. Yesterday, big fumble caused by Jalen Carter, who is a man amongst boys out there. This dude, Jalen Carter, is nothing nice. He's an absolute monster. But what is next for the LA Rams? I know what's next for Philly. They get to play Washington for a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Just like the good old days, I guess you would say. But when you look at what's next for this LA Rams team, are they going to have their quarterback in Matthew Stafford? Is there going to be a drafted quarterback? Their only backup is Stetson Bennett that I remember. What is going to be next for them in this roster of constant turnover. Jimmy Garoppolo, they don't believe in that. So are they going to draft? Think about their quarterback room. Matthew Stafford, 16 years in the league, 36 years old. Jimmy Garoppolo has been in the league for 11 years, folks. Did you realize that? I did not. And now you got Stetson Bennett. So what's next for this football team? There's a lot of questions that need to be answered. And oh, yeah, Dallas Cowboy fans, you know whose name keeps popping up in the conversations? No, I'm not talking about Deion Sanders. I'm talking about Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore is another name that is popping up that could possibly be the coach of your Dallas Cowboys. How you feeling about that, folks? I don't think you're feeling that good. Coming up next, got the world's strongest take. No, it's not going to be by the world's strongest man. It's going to be by your boy, Hardball Harge. And can we really talk about what Jaden Daniels means to that Washington Commander team? Let's talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeart Radio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
In Del Valley, we have an accident reported at FM 812 at Elroy Road. Also an accident reported at FM 973 at FM 969. And another accident reported in Austin, Samsung Boulevard at East Palmer Lane. We have a 4-minute delay, 360 southbound from Spicewood Springs to Bee Cave. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Take the guesswork out of buying and selling your home with Orchard. Will your home sell in time? Which upgrades are worth it? Orchard has the answers. It's their Move First, Sell Later program. Buy your new home before selling your old one. Orchard unlocks cash to buy your dream home first. After you get settled in, Orchard sells your old home, plus Orchard recommends price-boosting upgrades, and you can sell your home for top dollar. Find out how to buy before you sell at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online.
Uh-huh.
I read that Black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older, like you, are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Visit WeTalkWeRise.com to learn more. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. How can I help you?
My schedule is crazy. I just want some me time.
We could all use a sanctuary from stress. Why not turn your bedroom into the place to decompress with our selection of comfortable beds, pillows, decor, mood lighting, and so much more? Every time you step in there, it's nothing but me time. I mean, you time.
Sounds like a dream.
Here to make your me time dreams come true. Visit us in-store or at IKEA-USA.com/sleep to create a comfy, blissful bedroom today.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
Run a business and not thinking about podcasting? Think again. More Americans listen to podcasts than ad-supported streaming music from Spotify and Pandora. And as the #1 podcaster, iHeart's twice as large as the next two combined. So whatever your customers listen to, they'll hear your message. Plus, only iHeart can extend your message to audiences across broadcast radio. Think podcasting can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, radio, and podcasting. Let us show you at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Bigger than ever. the Factory Mattress Year-End Clearance Sales Event. Save an additional 20% off factory direct prices on select mattresses. Plus, save over $700 on queen luxury pillow tops. Now only $588. Act now. Buy one, get one free mattresses. The Factory Mattress Year-End Clearance Event. Save up to $500 off Tempur-Pedic adjustable sets. It's the Year-End Clearance Event. Going on now at Factory Mattress.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin area weather, cloudy this morning, becoming partly cloudy for your Monday afternoon, a high near 40. A chance of snow showers tonight, a low in the upper 20s. Tuesday, partly cloudy, a high near 40.
This report is sponsored by eBay. Swapping out your tires, there's nothing like it. With eBay, you find the feel you're looking for. From smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at prices you'll love. eBay, things people love.
Technology meets humanity on the iHeart Original Podcast, Tech Stuff. Dive into the biggest headlines and the most important stories in tech.
Can we physically get people into space?
Hear from thought leaders, innovators, and disruptors, exploring how technology impacts our lives in profound ways.
Very little thought has been given into, can human beings, once they're there, survive psychologically, emotionally?
Listen to Tech Stuff on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Tech Stuff to start listening.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, covering the 40 acres.
Another great show. I want to thank Mark Henry for joining us, as well as my guy Khalil. We'll continue these conversations. Coach Rodney Terry talking about past game against Florida and the upcoming games at home at the Moody. Pack the Moody as they get ready to take on Missouri. They're going to be giving out presents, gifts for all those students, and of course that game on Saturday against Texas A&M. Tonight we have basketball. The women will be taking on Maryland at 4:30. You heard us talk about that at the segment at the top of the hour. So we'll continue those conversations. We'll recap that game tomorrow. But tonight, it's the national championship game. Two teams, two much maligned coaches, Marcus Freeman versus Ryan Day. Both coaches had their doubters and their haters. Both coaches were under a lot of fire at the beginning of the year. But now, both of these guys can shut up the world. Ohio State is an 8-point favorite over Notre Dame, but there's just something about that Notre Dame team that continues to make me believe that there's some scrappiness that is in them. 8 points seems to be a lot of points for a national championship game for two teams that were ranked, 7th and 8th in the initial playoffs. That's one thing about this new playoff, the expanded version of the playoffs, which is really, really glad to see it. And the reason why I say I'm glad to see it is because of the fact that this is a team that had an opportunity to get into the playoffs. Neither one. In Notre Dame, independent, Ohio State, a team that didn't make it to the championship in their conference. Yet here are two teams that are playing for a national championship. But of course, I want you to hear from our guy, Marcus Freeman, because a lot of people forget this is where Marcus Freeman went to school, was Ohio State.
It won't be something you think about once the game starts. But again, you talk about a guy that you care about more than the game of football. We have a personal relationship with this. Our wives know each other really well. Our kids know each other really well. And so he's a friend. And at the end of the day, you care about friends. But when the game starts, the game starts. It's going to be about winning. And look forward to the opportunity. Yeah, I grew up a wrestling fan. And he came in the year after I got to Ohio State. And when I found out the son of the animal was coming in, I was a fan. I was a wrestling fan. And then we did go to a lot of WrestleManias together. I can't remember how many, but now my kids are fans. So if we can get to a wrestling event and I can take my kids there, we try to. We went to one in Chicago. I can't remember when it was, a couple months ago. It might have been before the season, but we went to a Friday night SmackDown event in Chicago. I grew up watching. I liked that. I don't know the characters. I think at different phases you enjoy different things. When I was young, everything was real. You ended up idolizing the Hulk Hogans and Ultimate Warriors and all those guys. And then as I got to go to some WrestleManias with James, you got to know some of the people. And now it's about seeing your kids happy. And if my kids want to go see wrestling, as a father, I would try to do that.
It's a pretty cool story when you sit back and you think about all the things that have happened throughout his career and where he is now, coaching against his alma mater, being able to do the things to get himself there, staying the course, always being the same guy. And then you cross the field, you have Ryan Day. As I've said before, Ryan Day, they wanted him out of town immediately after losing to Michigan. They weren't sure if they were going to get into the playoffs for a long time. People were talking about if he gets into the playoffs, he better win it or else we're getting rid of him. And it's amazing to me in our microwave society how people continue to look at it and believe that that is the only way to go. It is hard to win championships. It is hard to play for a championship. Yet people firmly believe that it is just, okay, we got this kid, we spent this money on this. The kids got to still go out there and play. They still got to execute. They still got to achieve at a high level. And just think, Texas was a goal line away from having this opportunity, and yet the tides have turned. It would have been interesting to see if Ryan Day would have still been the coach, if they would have lost to the University of Texas. I say yes, but none of that matters now. You got two transfer quarterbacks in Will Howard and Riley Leonard leading their teams to the national championship game that will kick off at 6:30. Well, it'll probably kick off about 6:45, but 6:30 with the number 8 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes taking on the number 7 ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish in an epic matchup of helmets, the Buckeyes, the Golden Domers. And we will sit here tonight and look at this and say, what if you were a Texas Longhorn fan? You were so close, yet so far away. But you're there, you have an opportunity, and now we get a chance to see a team that, if you want to fill out a scouting report, folks, Texas takes on Ohio State to start the season next year at the Shoe. So it is going to be a great matchup. 2 kids from the Austin area will be playing in this game. Leonard Moore, who we had his father on. If you missed any part of that, get over to our podcast page. We had him on last Thursday as they get ready for Notre Dame. And Jaden Greathouse, wearing number 1 for Notre Dame, caught a big touchdown pass in their game against Penn State. He will be out on the field as well, making plays. I'm going to tell you right now, I believe that this is going to be the game that is going to come down to field goal. It's going to come down to the end of the game. I think both of these teams are evenly matched. As I said, both quarterbacks are transfers. Will Howard, K-State. Riley Leonard of Notre Dame was at Duke, and he made the transfer to Notre Dame. And he's not much of a passer, let's just say that, but he's one hell of an athlete. And I believe that he's going to have to use his legs a lot if he can stay upright. Because remember, in that game against Penn State, he got popped pretty good. So we'll see what happens. But also, before that, you got a pre-teaser. You get a chance to watch the Texas women's basketball team take on Maryland, and I guarantee you, you'll enjoy it. Be safe out there. Enjoy the inauguration. Enjoy Martin Luther King Day. But always remember this. Don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Peace.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
One time when Bill Schoening and I were doing a Tuesday night game, and there was an umpire behind the plate, Tom Jenkins. And Tom was a rather corpulent fellow, and he lets a pitch go in there. And you hear this pop again. He goes, ball two. Then crystal clear that our field mic picked up was some fan yelling, Jenkins, you fat.
Only on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeart Radio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
Things are looking pretty good on the roadways this morning. Those accidents did clear out. We do have a 3-minute delay, though, 290 eastbound from I-35 down to Manor Middle School. Also, another delay from I-35 northbound from 620 down to Runberg Lane, setting you back about 2 minutes. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
There was lots of great playoff football over the weekend. And as I mentioned on Friday, my DraftKings Pick 6 players were going to be, guess who? The running back, Joe Mixon, and the other running back, Austin Eckler. Mixon of the Texans went out and did exactly what I thought he was going to do, and that was go over 57.5 yards rushing. He came out with 88. And, of course, Austin Eckler, who I said was going to be a major part of the success of the Washington Commanders, went over 24.5 yards receiving. He actually had 41. For this weekend's games, I'm leaning towards Patrick Mahomes and Jaden Daniels. That's right. But I'll be making my final choice on Friday right here on the morning kickoff. So be sure to tune in. If you haven't checked out DraftKings Pick 6 app, now's the perfect time to check it out. It's legal in the state of Texas and super easy to get started. Just download the DraftKings Pick 6 app, select 2 or more players, and choose if they'll have more or less of a certain stat. You know, yards, touchdowns, sacks, etc. And the best part about playing DraftKings is that they are making it sweet for first-time players. New Pick 6 players deposit $5, and you'll receive $50 in DraftKings Pick 6 credits. But you got to use that promo code SPOTLIGHT. That's right. The promo code is SPOTLIGHT. Win more cash on Pick 6. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app. Use the promo code SPOTLIGHT. That's code SPOTLIGHT for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Only at DraftKings Pick 6. Got a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. One per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 30 days. It's a limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-626-9692. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-626-9692. That's 800-626-9692. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Build your business with a partner you can trust. The Home Depot. When you join Pro Extra, you get lower than shelf pricing and dedicated support to help you streamline your business and stay on budget. Get dedicated pro support for supply sourcing, custom orders, large equipment rentals, and more. At the Home Depot, we supply the support your job needs with the level of service your business deserves. The Home Depot, how pros get more done.
Feels new, fresh. I like it.
I love my presets.
Presets are the best.
Join the millions already on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
It's just like my car radio on my phone.
Find your new favorite feature on the iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio.
This is the story of the one.
As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Bobby Bones. Join me and former NFL quarterback Matt Castle for our new podcast, Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle. Between us, we have over 17,500 passing yards, multiple New York Times bestsellers, and 1 Mirrorball trophy from Dancing with the Stars. So where else are you going to find a show with that much athleticism and football insight? Listen to Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart.
Open your free iHeart app and search Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle and start listening.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Texas Longhorns.
Normally, during the World Show, my man is busy. So right now, listen to it. Back then, they didn't know me. Now I'm hot. They all own me. Couldn't even do it better than him. So I don't even know why I'll try. But I wanted to get into this conversation because what we saw this past weekend is something that hadn't been done in quite some time. You look at what the Washington Commanders were able to do. Go into Detroit and defeat the Detroit Lions, who were 7-1 at home all season long. 13-2 during the season. And you sit there and you look at this team and you look at what the Washington Commanders have been able to do. It makes you question the Dallas Cowboys even more. Not only are the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants sitting at home, the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles, 2 teams from the NFC East, are now getting an opportunity to play for a chance to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. But the most impressive part about it is not only Dan Quinn coming in and changing the atmosphere and the energy. You heard Magic Johnson earlier in the week talking about what it looks like to stay out of the way and let coaches coach, Jerry. But you also see drafting and being put in the right position. What the Washington Commanders did this past weekend, not only defeated the Detroit Lions 45-31 on the road, it has solidified the fact that Jaden Daniels is more than just the leader of this football team. He's more than just the quarterback on this team. He brought this team together with his athleticism, with his ability to move around, with the will to win. And I've got a buddy that works for a company here in town, and it's a virtual reality company. It's called Win Reality. And I saw that what Jaden Daniels, made sure happened was whichever team that was going to draft him, they had to invest in VR. Now, virtual reality is used in so many different ways and whatever it may be. But if I'm a organization, if I'm a coach, if I'm a parent, which I am, which I've also talked to my son about his VR, needs to start using it for basketball, for soccer, seeing the field and doing things like that. I think that's something that every company or every organization should invest in. We believe in so much other stuff, but the fact of the matter is this young man has decided to invest himself into the game. And this is where I want you to listen to him talking to Tom Brady at the end of this. But I want you to hear him and Tom Brady's interaction and what was going on with them. But Jaden Daniels has now created a mindset in Washington to be great. And when I say that the organization did right by him, they went out, got Dan Quinn, defensive-minded coach. They went out and got Cliff Kingsbury, somebody that's very educated in the spread offense in which Jaden Daniels won the Heisman Trophy with. and was able to make play after play after play. They created a running game. They went out and got Austin Eckler. They got Terry McLaurin, big game player. Zach Ertz came back. The balance on this team, and not only that, Sam Cosmi, who hope he gets better because it looks like he tore his ACL and he's not going to be able to play in the Super Bowl or this if they get there, but he's not able to play this weekend in the NFC Championship game. Prayers up for that Longhorn. But you start looking at what this team has created and the ability to go out and win ball games. It's something that Dallas Cowboys fans are clamoring for. Jaden Daniels has made play after play, but he's got playmakers, he's got a coaching staff, and he has the ability to dive into the ball game in a way that a lot of guys aren't really willing to do. And I want you to hear from him and Tom Brady post-game when they had that conversation about what he gives back to the game.
And today's LFG player of the game, who else? Jaden Daniels, what a performance, almost 300 yards passing. To go on the road against the number one ranked team in your conference, how are you able to rise up today and make every great decision in every big moment, whether it was a zone read, a pass? How did that come about today for you, Jaden?
I mean, first, I want to ask you what LFG stands for.
It's inappropriate. It's a family-friendly program, but it's
it's just the preparation. Cliff and me, we talk countless hours of everything, how we want to attack the defense. And, I see what I see. I trust my eyes, and I prepare for these moments like this.
So tell me, and I know you and Cliff have such a great relationship, who's really enabled you to be so calm, so confident in your rookie year?
Yeah, I think it's the whole offensive staff. They do a great job of putting what they know I can handle on my plate, which I feel like is a lot. They feel like that too. I just prepare. I prepare the right way. I don't cheat the game. You got to put in the work to get the product out on Sundays. So, I just thank my coaching staff, really.
Yeah, and I'm sure they love calling plays for you and seeing you lead the team. I've heard about your work ethic. That's one of your weapons. But to me, what do you see as your bigger weapon, your legs or your arm?
Man, I think it's the best of both worlds. There's guys in the league that can make plays with the both, and I consider myself one of them.
Yeah, you've done it all season long. This was an unbelievable performance by you and your team. Complimentary football at its best. Congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Every game. It's even more impressive when you hear him talk, the humility in which he stands for, and understanding that it takes more than just him to be able to lead this team and to get this victory. So now you have two quarterbacks, SEC quarterbacks. I know everybody going to talk about Jalen Hurts at Oklahoma, but Jaden Daniels, LSU, he started in the Pac-12 with Arizona State. Two transfer quarterbacks are now leading their team with an opportunity to play for a Super Bowl championship and representing the NFC East. I can't tell you enough how much I like that kid, and he's going to continue. We'll close out the show and send you to Dan Patrick right here on the Longhorn Monday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.